so just leave it on low and you'll have more time.
In there?
Alright, we're off to... Where are we going?
Milton House.
Milton House. Civil War.
Bye-bye.
Alright. So here's where we are. We're gonna sleep in here tonight. Just got the lights going so that we can have some light to put the tent up, but this is where we're gonna be sleeping tonight. You gonna make it? Yeah, this is where we are tonight, so I wonder what Mom packed for lunch. Did Mom pack any gummy bears?
Mom didn't.
She didn't?
Not that I know of.
She been slacking.
Banana bread?
So Haya made this?
Yeah.
Banana bread for breakfast? Oh, this is for when we wake everybody up.
I can only play one note on that, so.
That's all we need, one note.
True.
So I slept in a little bit, but you know, it's okay. A lot of field trips are coming out. A lot of kids are coming out. I guess this is a field trip day for the Civil War Milton House Museum. So let's see where Joaquin is.
The whole Metham family is here too.
Oh, Metham family?
Well, you know the Metham boys?
Oh, the Metham.
Yeah.
The Metham boys. Yeah. You gonna be over here teaching people how to...
Yeah.
Alright. You need anything to eat?
No, because I think they have lunch.
You need, you got good enough water?
Yeah, I'm about to refill it though.
It's empty?
Almost.
Are you dying? You're dying under there?
No, I'm kind of warm, but my legs mostly hurt. That's the main thing.
Let me find Methams or... Is my brother here? Okay.
I didn't see him. He probably not, because he would be standing right there with them.
Yeah, let me go find him. Alright, I'll be back.
Yeah.
How's it going?
And the Turners are here too.
Yeah, and then I think
My brother's here.
Is my brother here?
He's had to work because
Okay.
he took off yesterday for the Brewers game, but my brother's here.
Yeah, I see. What's her name?
He's Jessica.
Yeah.
Or Fred.
How's it going?
Good.
You say something to your dad?
Say hi to your dad.
He's missing everything. You could have called in sick.
Mommy, I want to play. What up?
You have to go stand in line, you see? You
But
didn't get close enough.
I don't know how to play.
What's going on, sir? You guys are skipping school today?
Yeah.
So what was your favorite part?
The drills and well, we haven't done everything. I like the drills, and I also like the cooking as well.
Cooking?
Like
What were they cooking?
they're cooking bacon and bayonet bread, rammer bread.
Did you learn anything about the Civil War? What? That you're lucky to not be in the Civil War?
That and other things.
Did you get to meet Abraham Lincoln?
I think Abraham Lincoln was one of my favorite things.
Did you ask him any questions?
And Abel, you know, my cousin,
Yeah.
he concocted a story about he actually had 3 lives, and his first life was he was born as Abel, the son of Adam and Eve, and then when Cain killed him, he went to Lincoln's time period, and he was Lincoln's son, and he was forgotten, and he was calling himself Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
And then he said he died, and now he's here in this time period.
Yeah, it sounds like a made-up story. Look at all those baby watermelons in there. Look at all my muscles.
She's just happy because she just woke up from her nap.
You just woke up? Whistle wuzzle. She likes being outside, huh?
Yeah, she likes it. So being inside in a car seat or likes the furniture. Yeah.
Oh.
Is Uncle Ken?
You guys wrestle with her yet?
Not yet.
No, you can't throw her on the couch yet?
No. We can do that with Alea, but Liliana.
Yeah.
$12 midnight.
So we survived the night through the thunderstorms. Joaquin, if you're watching, you were scared and you were sleepwalking. So our tent didn't get blown down. Had severe thunderstorms come through, but we're good now. It's gonna be 83 degrees out. It's already getting warmer. Joaquin went to a flag call or roll call, whatever they're doing. I'm about to eat some white chicken and never had it out the pouch. I don't know, a little great value. Oh man, I should just go to. I should have packed some sandwiches. So this is not, it's not hot, but you know, whatever. I guess I can eat it right out of the bag. So we got, this is what it is. Make sure we fold it like this, burrito. So it's like, looks like it's from El Rey. There we go. It's breakfast, and then got some fruit. Maybe for lunch, I don't know. Let's see what happens.
So this is a general store, and these stairs over here would lead down into a cellar where Joseph Goodrich would harbor escaping slaves. They would stay in that cellar, and then they would exit through a tunnel and through a cabin.
Was a stagecoach inn run by the Goodrich family, and so while they helped guests in the Hexagon building inn above, below in the cellar is where they would help people escape slavery on the Underground Railroad. Not an actual train that was under the earth, it was basically a network of travel that people would take to escape slavery. And so the Goodriches helped a lot of people. The only one we know of for certain is Andrew Pratt, because it was illegal and against the law to help people. They didn't really write down the ideas or evidence or ways that they were helping people. So this is the only one we know of for certain, but with certain first-hand accounts of that time period and the existence of a tunnel, we suspect a lot more people were helped. The tunnel originally came through here, right where that cupboard is. Would have been much shorter than it is today. Damp, dark, not much light in there, critters, maybe bugs. It would have taken a lot of bravery to crawl through it and trust in the Goodrich family. Some people would take advantage of freedom seekers or fugitives, quote unquote, at the time. So the Goodriches were able to help a lot of people. They'd probably come in the dark to the cabin, crawl through the tunnel, staying here for a couple of days as quiet as possible so guests in the inn didn't hear them. And then when it was time to move on to the next safe spot, they would go back through the tunnel. So when you go through it, it is much taller. Don't worry, you don't have to crawl. It's made of stone, electricity. And while it enters a different way, it will be the same pathway as that original tunnel. So when you're ready, you'll head right through there, take a left, and you'll end up in the cabin.
It's pretty cool. Runaway from his owner. $200 reward for a runaway slave. This is cool. This would have been Underground Railroad. So the Underground Railroad was not a real railroad. So let's where it started. Oh man, this is tight. So yeah, I've always thought it was a real railroad. And I guess code words to hide people. I'm free.
Load by detail.
Call each one then? Call each one then. Load by details, call each one.
I still can't hear it.
Load by details, call each one.
Search.
10 pen.
Do that. 10 pen. Thank you.
Intended.
Search. Sponge. Ram. Pierce the charge. Prime. Clear front. Fire. Clear the piece.
Continuous load. Continuous load. Fire again.
Continuous load. Continuous load.
Oh yeah.
I got the smoke.
It's not a real life. It's not a real life. I'm ready for that.
Now you know what the advancing infantry must have felt like when they heard that.
Oh yeah, wow.
It's like, yeah, run, hit the ground.
Give it a good bump. Remember when it dropped your hand? Yeah. There you go. I heard it pierce.
Clear front. Fire.
Clear the piece.
Clear the piece. All right, so that's pretty much a demonstration. I hope you got some pictures. If you want to give us a few minutes to clear the, thank you. To clear the deck, if you come up, ask us questions, we'll be happy to talk to you. I will show you. My phone's kind of dark right now. Thank you very much for coming.
They actually look for pictures with people with their hats backwards.
Yeah, definitely. What are you doing?
Just cooling off.
Cooling off? I got some dude wipes if you need them.
Yeah, I'll probably use them later.
Although they're not the Civil War appropriate, but...
Until then, I'll just dump water over my head.
You gonna take a bird bath over there by the water fountain? What time is you gotta be back there?
Back where? Well, I think we're gonna be doing some stuff, but eventually, I think at 1 we're doing a rounders game over there.
Okay.
And then I don't remember what's after that, but...
Alright, well,
yeah, they're wrapped in big bags.
It's not too hot, maybe we'll...
You want to take Joaquin with you?
Okay.
You guys grab both colors, okay?
Alright, you got a project, eh?
Yeah. Alright.
For the Civil War, did they have to pay for coffins? Like, families got to pay for their funerals?
It wasn't the family so much as the soldier himself. You had undertakers who were circulating amongst the encampments, if for no other reason than there was plenty of business in the encampments, because 2 out of every 3 soldiers died in the encampments from common ordinary things like malnutrition, measles, fever, diarrhea. Dysentery was the #1 killer in the Civil War. But if you didn't make arrangements, the Army manual specified take the body out with a burial detail, dig a shallow grave, wrap him in an army blanket, covered over with dirt with a wooden marker. We suspect the Army specified that because both sides were figuring at the start of the war that the conflict wouldn't last more than 3 months and there wouldn't be that many casualties. Boy, were they wrong.
Was there any grave robbers, as they called it?
Yes, you did have deserters who actually would go through battlefields and dig up the soldiers that were buried there to see if there were any valuables left on the bodies when they were buried. It was not a real common thing, but it did happen. Certainly, most of the soldiers, if they had friends or the officers, if they knew who was being buried, they could take the valuables and send them home to the family. The family needed the money too, you know, so.
Was there any cremation going on, or is it mostly people getting buried?
I learned a sad fact. It took more effort to burn a body at the time of Civil War than it did to bury it. So, no, they really didn't do cremation. You had to utterly consume all the tissue in a body to avoid with rot came disease on a body.
Yeah.
So, the fuels at that time were so inefficient, you had to gather immense amounts in order to fully cremate that body, yeah. And you had to focus that fire, and it was just too much trouble for them, so it's just easier for them to bury it.
Yeah. That makes sense. What did one of these cost?
The major paid $40 for that coffin. The pine box, because I have unskilled labor put it together, it cost us basically $3. And in 1865, when the government finally said, okay, we'll have the Army surgeons do the embalming, and we'll buy burial containers, and we'll use Army transportation to ship them home, they bought the boxes from us at $5 a box. I didn't do so much shipping myself at the end of the war in 1865, the last few months. I did more selling pine boxes.
And embalmment?
And Bowman got to start in 1862 because of the smell. When we would ship bodies home in 1861 on the railroads, the ice, which is the way we preserved bodies before the Civil War, would give out while it was still on the railroads. And eventually the passengers began rioting and throwing up and passing out, and eventually boycotting the railroads because they couldn't stand the smell. And since passengers brought in more money than cargo did, railroads came to us and said, we can't afford this. We're losing money. If it smells, it doesn't ride the railroads. Doctors had been fooling around preserving organs and bodies for about 30 years before the Civil War for medical experimentation purposes. They stepped forward and said for $50 a head, which was a princely sum, much better than they could make as a doctor, they would take care of our problem for us. That's how Bowman got his start.
As you can see, this is a Jew's harp. This is to the key of A, which I'm not sure that yours is keyed or not.
It's not.
But
it's bigger than that, though. It's
right, so it's a lower tone probably.
Yeah.
And you can hear the note, but it's not designed to make music like this. Of course, you put it up to your mouth, and it uses your mouth as the resonance chamber, kind of like the wood on a guitar. And so it amplifies the tone. And you put this firmly up against your teeth with your teeth slightly apart so that when this goes, it goes in between them. So you put your lower teeth here and your upper teeth here with a little space in between them.
Okay.
But because if you don't put a space in between them, it'll hit your teeth. And if that happens once, you'll then learn, and you'll probably happen a little bit.
It happens.
It's uncomfortable. So you do it like this.
Here you go.
And put it right up against your teeth.
Yes, it is.
And you can increase or decrease the sound by moving your tongue around or making your mouth bigger or smaller on the inside. Or you can also breathe in or breathe out. So if you breathe in and out, it's like this. See, just a tone like this. If you breathe in and out, it becomes different. So, there.
How long have you been playing that thing for?
About 30 seconds. So that's I don't have a lot of musical ability, so it's very fortunate for me and for everybody else that I don't try to do any other kind of musical thing.
Yeah.
When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah, we'll give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah, hurrah. The men will cheer, the boys will shout, ladies they will all turn out, and we'll all feel gay when Johnny comes marching home. The old church bell will peal with joy, hurrah, hurrah, to welcome home our darling boy, hurrah, hurrah. The village lads and lassies say, with flowers they will strew the way, and we'll all feel gay when Johnny comes marching home. Yes, we'll rally round the flag, boys, we'll rally once again, shouting the battle cry of freedom. We will rally from the hillside, we'll gather from the plain, shouting the battle cry of freedom. The Union forever, hurrah, boys, hurrah! Down with the traitor, up with the star, while we rally round the flag, boys, rally once again, shouting the battle cry of freedom. We will welcome to our number the loyal, true, and brave, shouting the battle cry of freedom. And although he may be poor, not a man shall be a slave, shouting the battle cry of freedom. The Union forever, hurrah, boys, hurrah! Down with the traitor, up with the star, while we rally round the flag, boys, rally once again, shouting the battle cry of freedom.
This is a talk about Underground Railroad, which came right through southern Wisconsin back in the day. It started in across from Missouri, through northern Illinois or Iowa, and then right up the Rock River to Janesville and Milton, and might end up in Racine or Milwaukee. So that might be maybe a dozen per year. Now down in mid-state Illinois, it would have been maybe 200 a year, because they wanted to get to either Chicago or Milwaukee and then take a steamboat around to Ontario on the other side of Michigan. So they're kind of going more east than north. These are some of the things that an escaping person would be familiar with. The first thing, first of all, most slaves did not try to escape because they didn't want to leave their families. So they would put up with a lot of abuse to stay with their family, but if they found out they were going to be sold, then they had nothing to lose. So that would be the trigger. Either that, or if they were punished very severely, they might, the next day they might think about leaving. So that's what started it. If they were a field hand, they'd have to get these cut off of their ankles. That's their first order of business. And then they need to know which way to go. Most people that lived in the country kind of knew that if you looked up in the night sky, what did you see? Big Dipper? Little Dippers on top of that, and North Stars on the handle of the Little Dipper. But they still need way more information. Somebody with a map, or maybe another slave had tried to escape the year before. But somehow they needed to navigate, because slaves were not allowed to go to school. They had no idea about geography. As far as they knew, Michigan was next to China. So they needed somebody to help them with that. So here we have a compass. At the same time, the minute you leave the plantation, the slave catchers are after you, so you'd have to be on the lookout. So Wisconsin did not allow slavery, but it did allow slave catching. In fact, every U.S. citizen was required to help the slave catcher. So if they found out you were helping somebody escape, you would go to jail and you would be fined. In fact, if you did that down south, if you were taking their slaves down there, they would not only put you in jail, but they would also brand you. So that stands for slave stealer. And they would brand your hand with that. So once you have your chains cut off, you're going to need water and food. You know, if you don't know how to catch and eat a rabbit, or if you don't know how to fish, you're going to have to find somebody that you trust to get you store-bought food, you know, or medicine. I'll call that medicine.
Nice. A little whiskey?
Yeah, hooch, yep. Because returning to the, if you were caught and brought back, you would certainly be whipped. They wouldn't usually kill you. Why? Because you're worth too much money.
Right.
But they would whip you, And if you had tried that several times and they brought you back, they would make an example of you and put a punishment collar. This would be the size of your neck, and you would have to wear that for a couple weeks. You know, eating, sleeping, working. So that's a slave punishment collar. So you need, you've got these cut off by a blacksmith. You found a way to go. You found food and water. The next thing you're going to need, even up here in free Wisconsin, is fake papers. Because every black person had to show papers, even if you were free. So at night, the conductors up here would use the print shop and make up a fake permission paper and sign it. So it was important that they get that almost right away, because you can stall the slave catcher with that legal document. You know, the local judge will take a look at it. The other thing that's quite useful to anybody escaping would be cash. Because with cash you can grease the skids anywhere. And federal money was best. Local money wouldn't do you much good, but federal dollars, you know, what they call greenbacks, you could use that across several states. So who gave all of this stuff to you? First of all, you would have to trust them, because once you came across from Missouri, everybody had a white face. You had never met them. There was a system that whereby you could trust them because you both used the same secret code, the Underground Railroad code. In fact, the words Underground Railroad, it was not underground and it was not a railroad. That's a code for Path to Freedom. And they had hundreds of code words, usually based on train words. Like if you're looking for somebody to help you, you'd be asking for the station master or the conductor, you know. Or if you wanted to cross the Mississippi River, that's not something you would ask for in the open. You would be asking for somewhere that you would be saying, we want to cross the River Jordan from the Old Testament. In fact, if you weren't comfortable staying in free Wisconsin and you wanted to go to a country that did not allow slave catching, that would be the land of Canaan, which is code for Canada. So they had hundreds of words, or songs, or a special symbol like a light in a window, or putting the laundry out at a certain time. That would be a signal that the slave catchers were gone.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So at least in town, the slave catchers could not break into your house without getting a warrant. So at least you were somewhat safe for a while. But in between towns, let's say between Janesville and Milton, you're just out on a country road. So the slave catchers could jump you, and that's why conductors, like Harriet Tubman, would carry long guns as protection. Harriet was so good with a gun that the U.S. Army hired her when the Civil War started. She was a scout.
Wow. Very interesting.
How did religion play into all this? Like,
the slaves, they had some kind of an idea about the Christian religion. They knew enough that if you could find a Quaker, that you probably could trust them, because the Quakers were quite anti-slavery. But the other part of that is all the conductors in this part of Wisconsin came from the Christian churches. So it'd be the Congregational Church, the Presbyterians, and some Baptists. So that's where the conductors came from. The women in the church would collect coats and food and money, and the men would have the fake papers made up, and they would come up with a plan for how to move them from one place to another. So there were safe houses every 15 or 20 miles, you know, all the way to Racine from here. And we only know very few of those because they never wrote it down because you were breaking federal law.
Right.
So
But their main goal was to try to get to Canada if they were going.
they could risk living in here if they could trust their neighborhood. But yeah, even though it's a free state, they would always be looking for slave catchers. So if they wanted to avoid that, the final destination would be Canada because British territory didn't allow slave catching.
Yeah.
So, and typically, if this is Michigan, they would leave Milwaukee or Chicago and take a lake steamer all the way around the Great Lakes, and they would land over here in Collingwood, Ontario. And if they couldn't get on a steamship, they would come down through Indiana and up the, today we call it the I-94 corridor, all the way to Detroit and then cross at Windsor to get over there. So,
Well, it was quite a journey back in those days.
yeah, and usually you do it by wagon or walking or by horse. So depending on who was chasing you, it might take you, a week, but it might take you 3 months.
Right.
Because, the word was out and you had to hide, much more. So.
Yeah. Very interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
So it is 81 degrees out, and it's nice to get out here and camp, slow down a lot. I encourage everybody, now you may not do reenacting, but I encourage everybody to take some time to slow down and get in the wilderness, get outside, get alone with nature. That's one thing that's been nice, is to be able to disconnect. Obviously Joaquin enjoys the whole Civil War thing, but we all kind of do. A lot of things I've learned since kind of hanging out and doing this thing, but yeah, it's still peaceful and just relaxing. Just try to get out here and preserve some memories, right, so we can look at it later. But yeah, no, just slow down and get outside, maybe even sleep outside. Sleep in your backyard if your wife lets you. But yeah, it's been awesome. Got to meet some great people as well, so look forward to the next reenactment. It's on the calendar. I forget when, but again, I took off for that. Dangerously explosive. Is it supposed to be this fat?
I think it's filled.
It's not gonna explode, is it?
Only if it gets wet.
So we got some gunpowder, and he just picked up these caps for muzzle loaders. Don't keep. Where are you gonna keep this, in the house?
Probably in the workshop in a hidden place.
In a hidden place where Isaac can.
Well, if I put it where everybody can see it, it's bound to be touched. So.
All right. Well, we are hitting the road, trying to make it to the house at a fairly decent time, so I can take out Mom on a date night. Whatever that means now. What was your favorite part?
Leaving? Okay.
It was hot. It was hot. You never did use your dude wipes.
Oh yeah.
And you haven't showered.
Well, that's the first thing I'm doing when I get home.
And you haven't used the bathroom.
Yeah, I have.
What'd you use for toilet paper?
There's bathrooms.
Well, don't you need like Civil War toilet paper?
have modern bathroom filters.
I heard they used to use gunpowder for toilet paper.
Gunpowder?
So when you farted, then it went it went off.
I like the school day.
School day is always crazy, right?
Well, my favorite parts are the morning of the school day and the afternoon of the school day when we're done.
Yeah. The tunnel's pretty cool, but I don't know how often it was used. But
well, that's not the actual tunnel. The actual tunnel is like about that big.
Oh.
So did you go on a